Welcome back. Today we're in the Rossendale Valley, visiting another working mill. Just going past the East Lancashire Railway now. Shooting a bit of B-roll, doing an intro to the camera. I will have a microphone on later, so if the sound changes halfway through, you'll know why. Yeah, I'll see you when we get to the mill.
Oh, 1 mile in fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper that you. Sycamore tree, dream a little dreamer.
Good afternoon, welcome back to another video, and today we're coming to see another mill. Helmshore textile mill. So we did Queen Street, which I believe they call a weaving mill. Now this one is a spinning mill, so it's a different way of working the cotton. And we're going to have a little look around. I'll bring you some information and facts, and I'll bring you back soon.
All the fine fabrics you wear in the 21st century, cloth by the mile, coming tumbling out of your factories. Well, here in my day, it couldn't be more different. So come back to my town.
I believe this is called carding.
This is my home.
Working the wool, spinning,
considering rent we pay.
and there you go again with the loom.
Just enough to scratch out a deep solidation. We saw chickens and things, and most important, we sheep. While there's wool around, we find it.
Right, so John K. I actually had a message on my last video from Queen Street Mill from the grandson of John K. He invented the flying shuttle, which is just a bit of information behind us here. And I believe he still lives in Milton, so I really appreciate that message. It were really good. Just, you know, local families still living in the local area, and so much back history to the family. It was yeah, really good to hear from him, actually. John K's flying shuttle. Now some of these, this mill's a little bit different. You can join the tour, or you can just do a free roam. So I'm gonna free roam this side, and then I'm gonna join a tour and watch the machines working and spinning around. So I'll do a little bit of talking over this way, and I'll show you some of the exhibits and whatnot. And on the other side, I'll just shut up. I'll see you in a bit.
I mean, tell me if it's not working. Yeah, I'll let you know. Give it a go.
So these are carding machines. It basically you put the wool in and it spins the wool, breaks up the fibre, makes it nice and fine. You can see how it's worked onto, comes out as like a fine thread, works onto the bobbins. But yeah, there's these interactive you've got these little interactive screens and buttons. There you go, there's a scene of Trafalgar Street in Burnley. And just look how many cotton mills were inactive. Absolutely crazy. And then you've got this little scene here. Textile mills. And a picture at the back. I do believe this is this Accrington? Or Blackburn? And Bolton. These little models, absolutely fantastic. Look at that one there with a little spinning mill at back. All the little looms, weaving shed, Horrocks mill. Yeah, back in the day there was 140 active mills in Burnley, all producing cotton and weaving textiles. 140 it produced. It was one of the highest producing cotton towns of the north. And they used to say that by lunchtime, didn't make enough money. Yeah, make enough money to feed the people, keep the people going. And in the afternoon, the rest was for the empire. And then we're just going to go, actually I think we've missed a little bit, so we'll just go back round here. I know, film some stuff instead of my ugly mug. Yeah, there you go. The old fire engine. Big old pressure valves, water pipes. Would have been a sprinkler system. And again, made in Manchester. So everything for the mills and to use in the mills was made locally, and everything was kept local. So you might have a mill in Nelson. There'd be another factory in Nelson making the shuttles. There'd be another factory making the end caps for the shuttles. There'd be another factory making the boilers. There'd be another factory making, the pumps. Another factory making the flywheels. And it was all kept together as one big, I want to say syndicate, but it's probably the wrong word. But yeah, it all worked to benefit each other, which is brilliant if you ask me. Look at these here. Rochdale. The 6-cylinder Devil took the hard waste from the previous machine and broke it up into a great deal more The waste was evenly spread out on the feed lattice of the devil. The operator had to keep a very careful watch for any fragments. It's a big thing, is this? Look how far it goes. Absolutely massive, and again, all belt driven. Cotton everywhere. Just imagine the time. So you see down here on a day like today, it's dark, it's gloomy, there's barely any light, there's cotton everywhere, there'll be cotton dust in the air, you'll be breathing all that in. Then I think it was on the hour, every hour they'd sprinkle water, because cotton doesn't like to be dry. It snaps and breaks, so they keep the cotton wet, moist. So not only would it be dark and damp, it'd be on a hot day humid. You'd be breathing humid air, you'd be breathing dust, you'd be breathing cotton fibres. And it was apparently a big cause of throat cancer as well, because the cotton, you breathe so much in. So you imagine them conditions. Although we look back on it fondly, you know, something to revel in, our industry and our heritage. For the people actually working the mills at the time, it wouldn't have been a nice experience, I don't think. But they did it because that's where the work was. Look at this thing here behind us. Absolute beast of a machine. The cotton story. So that's taking us back through where we've just been. So let's go this way. Oh, Shop Cafe, have you seen the wool story? The cotton story? So where's the wool story? Are we down here? Oh, here we go. Cotton story. Up the stairs. Not there. Wearing sweet junior exhibits. Got a little sink. Wow. Look at those guys. Everything. All still belt driven. Right, so here guys is a little office. And apparently this office has been used many times in film productions and in TV programs. There he is, look. Yeah, the old clocking in and out carding machine. Again, made local in Manchester. Now the tour's about to start, so I'm going to break away soon and I'm going to go and head on the tour because we get to watch the machines working. So I'm going to try and film that without trying to get anybody else in. And we'll see how we go. I'm just going to take a few pictures now, so I'll see you on the tour.
So that way it's into more of a natural state of the cotton. So there's a lot of fires that happen in this building because it's waste cotton. So for example, sweeping off the floor, there might be little bits of metal or matches or something that's made its way in. Now we go through here, and just a little bit of it all it takes is a bit of metal to hit a bit of metal for a spark, and cotton is extremely flammable, so it all goes up in flames. Now we are paid by piecework, So they don't want to turn the machinery off at any point. So we've got buckets over here, and they are paid for fires that out. I have heard that just before Christmas, on the run up to Christmas, there tends to be a little bit more fires than usual. Wonder why. So yeah, so from this, the fibres are generally quite short from the hard waste. This layout here would be pretty much.
So there are some seats down there, so supposedly those
The oldest takes it.
yes,
Our breaker carder engines. You know what carding is? It's basically brushing out, in this case, the cotton, so that way all the fibres are nice and straight. So you get the roll of cotton from downstairs, the lap of cotton, that's it. Chuck two of them onto the back of this machine, and it goes through these rollers and dockers over here. Now we brush it out, and we've got a little fly probe here that brings it all into one lap of sliver. Sliver if you're from Yorkshire, rope if you're from Rochdale. I don't know what else it'd be called otherwise. But if anyone would like to have a feel of this, around a bit. Yeah, so it's nice and soft, and that's basically the beginning of turning it into the bread. So, if anybody would like to guess, there are 9 ref carders here, 8. Alright, go on then. So she's turned it off now. It's taken quite a long time to stop. So like I mentioned before, if she wasn't wearing that cotton apron, it would take a long time, even if you turn the machinery off, to get her out of the machine. Really, it's a lot of time for Christmas. It's not good. So from these brick carders, we then take these cans of saliva and we feed them into the dairy doubler here. Now there's I believe 44 cans on each side, and this all comes down into one lap of saliva at the end. Now I mentioned that this 14-year-old girl should be working all day to those machines. She would also be working the dairy doubler. She has her work cut out for her, really. Well, with this machine, it's quite amazing, actually. So the saliva goes through here and goes over these saddles. Now,
clear?
yeah. All right, so. Alright, so you can see Andrea, she's spraying down the cotton on the machinery. That's to increase the moisture, humidity, and it just makes it more sturdy and easy to spin, really. So the spinning mule over here was invented by Samuel Crompton, and this is what actually turns the roving into thread. And what it does is it brings it out and it twists it multiple times, and that's what adds the strength to yarn. Now, the thread that's created from this would generally be used for the weft in your weaving. So there's also quite a lot of bits of oil and stuff on the floor. You want to keep all of these machinery, like all this machinery, nice and lubricated. So back in the day, they'd generally be wearing clogs on their feet. However, you might notice in these pictures, we're actually working barefoot. And that's because on the bottom of the clogs, there's metal. Now, again, all it takes is maybe to hit against one of those, spark, entire place engulfed in flames. Which, again, is not what you want for business. Health and safety, that doesn't matter as much. Now, I've mentioned before that there'd only be one person working, for example, the break carders, might be a couple more, the finisher carders. The mule, however, is much more complicated work. So you'd have one person who would generally be in charge of the mule, and he'd get a paycheck from the mill master. However, he may also choose to hire a big piecer and a little piecer. Now, generally speaking, he'd be paying these people out of his own wage. It's the best paid job in the world, really. And generally, he's also wanting to keep that in the family, nepotism rules. So, you know, maybe a nephew, a son, he'll bring them in, and they will be following the cart in and out, and they will be piecing up the cotton, which yes, now. Andrew can set this up here. We'll do 2 draws of the mule, and that'll create quite a significant amount of cotton itself. There's 714 spindles on this. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah. Pretty much happening process. These will be quite expensive.
Right, guys, so sorry for my microphone's picking up any loud voices and talks. Yeah, so that's the little tour over with. We've done the cotton spinning. So like I say, this was primarily a cotton spinning mill. They used to take waste cotton from other mills and spin it down into a fine thread. So there's no waste. Whereas, you know, Queen Street Mill, they produced their own cotton and they made textiles from it. This was primarily cotton spinning, and they make cotton, I want to say yarn, cotton yarn, and then they deliver them back out to the other mills. Yeah, so as I was talking about earlier about breathing in the cotton dust and giving you like all sorts of ailments, they used to say that it wasn't a dangerous hobby or a dangerous work. All it did was shorten your lifespan. So it wasn't exactly going to kill you. It just shortened your life a little bit. And that's the reason why Christie's came about. Christie's was built for the workers and mill owners, and later on in life became, as you know it now, treating cancer patients. Yeah, but originally it was built for workers in the area that became sick from working in the mills, and they look after them and try and nurse them back to health. Anyway, we're not done in the mill just yet. The tour is over with, but there's still plenty more to see. So we're gonna have a little look around. Just look at these holes, and it's just to see it in its natural habitat. I mean, I've done a lot of abandoned mills and cotton spinning mills, and back in the day photographing, but never with any machinery or anything. You still see the belt drives, but to actually see everything in situ and how it would have linked up and how it would have worked, it's just brilliant. I mean, look at the technology here, the engineering of it, all the way up to the top, which again is belt driven to the flywheel, into the gearing, just over
Good
there.
afternoon. There will be a wall fulling talk in 5 minutes' time. If you wish to take part, please make your way to reception to meet your
Wall
guide.
fulling, so that's the fulling mill. So here there's two different sides. So you've got a cotton spinning area, you've got a fulling mill as well. And I think we're just going to have a little look about, see what else we can find. So these are the fulling machines. I believe the tour does come through here again. Everything's belt driven. Teasel raising gig. Tenter. Mangoes. So this is where they would have washed the cloth, dried the cloth, basically mangled it through old squeezers. And again, everything's made local. Big heavy outdoors. We'll go this way first. They've got water powered. So this looks like the oldest part of the mill, guys. You can tell the infrastructure's changed dramatically. You've got wooden floors, big old water powered wheel. Look at the size of this thing. So yeah, before there were boilers and steam power, they would have worked the mill. They would have had a mill pond outside, open the sluice gates, turns the wheel, creates power to the drive wheels. That then creates belt drive to your machines. Water power. Cheap. But as is everything. Technology moves on. Again, all belt driven. Uneasy floors. Vaulted ceilings. You see the cogs up there. So that's another gear. So that would have taken power from the wheel up to the upper floors. Water pipes. Yeah, it's definitely a nice old mill. And there you go. There's a runoff outside. That would have been the overflow from the mill pond, no doubt. Can we go up here? I believe we can. I wonder if we can get any video of the water wheel, folks. And I believe there's another floor upstairs as well. There we go. So there's your mill pond. There's the overflow sluice. that would drop you down into that little beck at the side. And there's a tail race down into the water wheel. Creates power to the old mill. And you can see how a lot different looking this one is to the other side. Couple of viaducts. That'll be for the train line above, I suppose. Yeah, it's a railway line. There you go. Now, I don't know if this one was, but a lot of them, the mill bosses used to stock the ponds with fish. So on your weekends off, you could come and relax and fish the ponds as a bit of a pastime. So they were saying that those carding machines upstairs were powered or ran by one young girl, 14 years old. She's in the paperwork documentation, and what they would have given her to protect her would have been a cheap woolen or cotton apron called a brat and some sort of headwear. You'd have had to wear your hair up in case you got caught in the machinery. And on the weekends, the term comes from letting your hair down. It means to enjoy yourself, so to let your hair down. Something we're still used today. So again, all these little sayings and ways. And your brat, we still use that word. Oh, you little brat. Like to call a naughty child. Staff only upstairs, so we can't go that way. So we'll go this way. You can just see how old it looks. The picture's there. So again, you've got gear in there. That's actually through the mill wall. The old pictures. It's just got that smell to it. You can smell it. The age. Excuse me. Yeah, look, here they are. The old machinery. You can see the styles are vastly different. This is all wrought iron. Probably made by a blacksmith. And wood. Really old oak. A couple of looms. This is what they've just showed us running there. Again. Locally made. Couple of cards here as well. How you card the wool. So basically, you tear in the fibres, you rip them between those. You break the fibres up, and it creates a nice, I'll show you around here actually. This is like almost raw cotton. You see those little bubbles inside, little tufts. You don't want them. So you card, it breaks those up and gives you a nice smooth weave almost. I can hear people behind that door. He's upstairs, nope. Staff only. Old hand looms. Sorry.
Then he would hire them. He might even provide them with rotating wheels, and he will buy bits of furniture then. And these will then be dubbed spinsters, which is still a term that we use for men and women. Yeah. Additionally, they would have made the loom themselves, and they would pass it down from generation to generation to their heirs. So that'd be an heirloom. Yes. Again, a term that we use to pass down from generation. You might notice there's a lot of sayings that come from mills of farms that we still use today. Yeah. Now, we're always wanting to make things more efficient. So, John Kay creates the flying shuttle in 1733. And this can be.
Yeah, so this section, I didn't realise that my microphone had actually cut out. So we're talking about how the water would have powered this section of the mill. the roughness of the cloth produced here, and talked about basically just folding the cloth through using the washing machines to tend to Right, so we're pretty much through the mill now. We've done both tours. I didn't really film the last one, but we're on yeah, we're going for a little look about. There's only some little areas that I've missed. I've not seen any boilers yet. No, they probably would have had them on this side of the mill. Like I said, the other side is water powered. So we're going to go for a little walk about. See if we can't find any boilers. If we do, I'll bring you back. Yeah, there we go. Make sure my microphone's on. So yeah, this would have been the old boiler house. Obviously, the boiler's not here anymore. They got removed. You can see the boiler pads where they would have sat, and that's what it looks like from the outside. Yeah, they removed the boilers. Obviously, like every other mill, it's a bit of progress, and they updated to electric in the 50s. So it's gone through all kinds of processes. You start off with water power, move on to steam power, and then upgrade to electric. But I'm going to go and do some outdoor shots, and let's do. Oh, look at this! So this is under. Yeah. So again, guys, my microphone battery was a little bit low. I forgot to charge it, so it went off again. And here I was just explaining. I was talking to one of the volunteers, and he did actually tell me of a bottle tip in the area where the Zeppelins dropped 2 bombs, and they backfilled him with old bottles. So I went for a mill, came away with an old bottle tip site, and yeah, I was just chatting nonsense here, so you're not really missing much. And yeah, I'll get back to the video. Yeah, and just here I was just thanking my subscribers. Thank you for all the comments, all the likes, and the new subscriptions this week. They're much appreciated, and we'll see you on the next video. Goodbye, folks.